Teamster Power 767 Reality Check with Jeff Schenfeld and Garfield Hooper.
So how's this Sunday treating you today?
Well, like most Sundays, it's busy. You got to keep the house clean, keep the laundry done, and, just the boring things in life.
Yeah, things that need to get done, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So today we want to talk about some 9.5 things that have come up, but we just want to bring up something. We had recently talked about the bidding for feeders and package, and there was an issue in package that keeps coming up, and that's the boundaries.
Yes.
Okay? It even says that nothing should overlap. That's very important because, centers in my building, they're going to have to rebid. And why that is that was put in there to make sure the company doesn't overlap because we want to add routes.
Yes.
It's basically that's what it does. And the company is, everyone needs to check, every steward in their center needs to check that nothing overlaps. If it does, they have to get it fixed. I mean, if it's already done and they overlap now, you file that grievance. Say, hey, listen, no, this is an issue. We need to rebid. Very important, okay? Because
we've had an issue in our center because our new center manager basically re-looped the center, which is something our center's been needing to be done for a while.
Okay.
The book that she has that have all the maps in it that kind of shows, the little dots like you would see on like the dispatch computer that would show where all that stuff. It's all nice and neat, and all the routes have really clear borders on the map. But you can't really see street names or anything on the map. But then you come over to the sheet, and the borders on the sheet don't reflect the ones on the map. So I'm like, look, we need to fix this. And she's like, well, if anybody has a problem, just come to me and we'll fix it. I'm like, yeah, but that's not really our job. That's your job. That's the dispatcher's job to take care of that stuff. And she's kind of been fighting me back and forth. It was like, you need to take the time to do this. We're about halfway through it. And I just like, well, if she's not going to fix it, then I'm just going to file the grievance and we'll just start over. So, I tried to work with her. I tried to be honest with it. And, I appreciate the work that she did. But, it needs to be done right. Because, the way our center is, she's our 13th center manager in 9 years. With number 14 comes along, there's no telling what'll happen. So,
let's reinvent the wheel again.
Yeah.
But it's so it's north, south, east, and west. They cannot overlap. And
yes,
it's important. It's in the contract. We're going to hold the company to it. That's it.
100%.
Okay, so if anyone anywhere is having that issue, you need to file that grievance, and it's under 48. It has to be rebid. That's it. They may not like it, and they can moan, cry, this and that, but oh well, it's in the contract.
From what I'm understanding, it's pretty common thing that's going on all across the southern region. Nobody's really done it right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they haven't. It's a problem. So just everyone, we wanted to make note of that. Okay. So but today now we want to talk about the 9.5.
Yes.
Because we noticed that there are a lot of issues going on that. And in the contract they can't overload you on Thursday and Friday, and what does the company do? They're trying to do that. They're trying to take you off your route, and the route that you bid on, whether it's weekly or whatnot, if they try to take you off, that's a 2-hour penalty right away. So, you get that penalty anyway.
Yeah.
And, specifically, here, I'm going to read this exactly from the contract. The employee bids, was assigned to cover a route for a full week, but is prevented from completing that bid or assignment due to reassignment by the employer. They're still eligible for the protections.
Yes.
Okay? You're still eligible for protection. The company can't just do that, and below the 2-hour penalty, and they'll have to, still do the 9.5. So that's an issue that's going on a lot. Okay,
well,
I know it's going on up north as well. So,
this is something that, because this is very similar language to what it was before this previous contract, before we had the 22.4s and all that stuff. I had this argument with several center managers over the course of my career about, oh, well, they have less than 4 years of seniority, or, they didn't run the same route all week. I was like, well, here's the thing. It's you have to put up the vacation bids. If you don't, then, you violated that right. They didn't get the opportunity to bid on something. So there's the 9.5 grievance right there. If they put you on a route that you bid on. Like say you bid on the vacancy bids, and they decide on Wednesday, oh well, somebody called in, you're better at running this route, so we're going to put you on this route instead. Well, maybe you get your third 9.5 on that day, and then they're going to argue, oh well, you didn't have all three on the same route. I was like, well, no, but you forced him to run a separate route. And then not only does that qualify you to get the 9.5 penalty, but that would also qualify you to get the seniority penalty for them forcing you to run a route that you didn't bid on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and then, I was speaking to a steward from up north, and basically the argument of the company is making is that the qualifications of, Article 37 determine the ability to file a 9.5 grievance. But those qualifications concern the ability to get on the list once you go over 3 times you file. So, there are slight variations of what's going on, but I mean, the company is trying to do whatever it is. I mean, but we know this.
Yeah.
So we have to stick by the contract. I mean, it's a problem. I mean, any other specific issues with the 9.5's in your building? Or no?
I've gotten a lot of questions about the extra 2 days. Because you can file on those other 2 days if they brought you up. If, say, you worked 10 or 11 hours 2 days and then they kept you under the rest of the 3, that's still technically a violation that in this contract can get you paid. But I believe it actually has to go to panel in order to get you paid for those things. So, I mean, it's worth filing those grievances. You might get the time and a half for those days. You might not. I don't know if one has gone to panel yet. But
I don't know. Not that I know, but the co-chairs can, at their discretion, award a penalty, and it could be a triple time. Not saying that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
But per the contract, the penalty they can award it.
Yes.
It's just up to the co-chair's discretion. Okay.
Yes.
So everyone needs to be on top of that. And I'm gonna say something. There are certain things. So when I see different stewards doing the 9.5's, they're settling it for the BAs. Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You don't ask the members or, what are their times for going over. Okay, we just put on the grievance week ending. That's the company's responsibility. You can write it down, but it might, we want to make sure that it's correct. And of course, we'll see what the member says, but it'll get down to, all right, these are the actual numbers. This is what it goes through. And, we need the company to do their job also.
Yeah.
So everyone just do week ending, and the company's responsibility to get those times. And it's very important, because if we keep doing it the other way, it makes it easier for management. And they don't make it easy for us. Well, why the hell are we going to make it easy for them?
What I generally do is I ask people if they're going to fill out the grievances to put their times on there, and that way that I can compare it to what the company shows me. Like if for some reason that they had a time card issue, it's like, why are you showing them to be this over and not this over? Because then that can reveal, as a steward, that can reveal to me other issues. Because as you've probably heard in other episodes, if you've listened to us for a while, my center seems to have an issue of editing people's time cards. So having people put that information on there helps me try to suss out other problems in the center. So it's been useful for me, and I think it makes the settling stuff go a little bit more quickly.
Yeah, and then also, since that goes to another thing that they're going to edit you have to check and see if they edit anything of yours, and that's time card edits. That's Article 12.
Yep,
that's something they have to show you. Okay,
yep.
and I've said this before. A lot of stuff it's repetition. We need to repeat these things. I'll say, oh well, it costs a lot of money. Look how many pages we have to do. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. That's how many pages it is. It is what it is. We want to see the time card edits. We want to see which supervisor is editing it, and they shouldn't be touching it.
No. Not without your permission.
They're going to be. Yep, that's exactly it. They're going to be taking time away. Hell no. Okay. They need your permission, and you cannot let this go. Okay. Everyone needs to file a grievance on it. They need to make sure no one's editing any of your stuff without you knowing, without asking and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. That's it. And you can't just let them, oh, yeah, no, they're going to do what they want. No, they can't just do what they want.
Yeah.
So, but, all right, well, we just wanted to cover those things with 9.5 and, some of the other issues, originally, one of the first things about with the bidding what we needed, and hope everyone has a great week. All right, thank you.
We all deal with national language, but on this podcast, when it comes to supplemental language, we deal mostly with the southern region. And as always, it's best to get advice from your local stewards or business agents. If you would like to reach out to us with any questions, we have an email address, 767realitycheck@gmail.com. That's 767realitycheck@gmail.com.
And remember, strong people stand up for themselves, but the strongest people stand up for others.